A new clinical trial is showing promising results for a new pill to help treat diabetes and support weight loss. Pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly says it has engineered a pill that lowers blood sugar levels in type 2 diabetics across different doses after 40 weeks. And participants on the highest dose also lost an average of 16 pounds. So the drug is called orforglipron. It's taken daily. Let's bring in CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. Jon LaPook. I say the hard words, so you don't have to. What stands out to you about the study results?
You know, aside from those dramatic results, I just think this is a technological tour de force. So why can't you take Wegovy or Zepbound by mouth? Right? Why do you need the injection? Well, you need the injection because if you take it by mouth, it's going to get broken down by the digestive enzymes in your intestinal tract, in your stomach. Well, this pill, which is a tiny, tiny molecule, you know, it's a small molecule, much smaller than the Wegovy and Zepbound. It actually goes into that GLP-1 receptor, right, into a little pocket and does the same thing, basically, that the injectables do. So the fact that you can do it as a pill, I mean, think about it. Have they done that with insulin? Insulin's an injectable medication. They've tried for years to try to make it into a pill, not successful. So the fact that they were able to do that, to me, really, really stands out.
How big of a game changer could this be when you compare it to an injectable? And what questions do you still have?
You know, I think it could be a huge thing because, of course, people don't necessarily they will do it. I mean, I'm an internist and a gastroenterologist, so I have people on these medications. They do the injections. A lot of people say, I don't want to do an injection. Let me try. In fact, yesterday, somebody said, let me just try a little bit more. I'll see you in 3 months and you can weigh me. But I think they can make a very big difference. One of the things that I wonder about is, you know, when you start having a medication that then starts being used by millions, tens of millions, perhaps worldwide, hundreds of millions of people, rare side effects might start to come out. So right now, the main side effects are gastrointestinal, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, pretty comparable to the injectables. But what's going to happen when you have many, many more people? You may start to see some more rare side effects, and I think people need to really keep their eye out for that.
So you understand these processes. What is next? What stands between right now and approval? And if it does get approval, how long until we could see this thing on the market?
Well, Eli Lilly said in a press release that they're going to be applying for approval for the diabetes indication sometime in 2026, but they're going to be applying for the weight loss approval by the end of this year.
Oh, wow.
And you know, who knows, especially with all the changes at the FDA, who knows how long that's going to actually change. But, you know, I think there's some philosophy here that we should talk about, right? Which is, you know, you have all the people, about 40% of American adults are obese. So we know from 50 years of trying other things that really this is the best thing for having them lose weight. And especially if they have heart disease, it can actually save their life and it can decrease the risk of heart attack and death. So that's them. So I think they do need to have that as part of a regimen, but it has to be part of, say it with me, weight loss is part, you know, diet and exercise. And you don't want to just be sitting there, you know, eating whatever you want, but of course your appetite's going to be down. And so you're probably not going to be eating whatever you want. And we have to start looking at the generation coming up. So those people, can we prevent the obesity? And that's all about eating well, doing exercise, and also, I think, making our food supply healthier. You know, cut down on the ultra-processed foods, leaning more into plant-based diets.
That comes down to, is it more biological or is it more willpower? I mean, yes, it has to be a comprehensive idea. But some people, even if they do everything that you prescribe without one of these semaglutides, they could still not have the same success.
So the idea that it's the willpower thing, which is what people said for years, of course, you know, it's really, we're changing our philosophy and saying, you know, this is actually a disease, obesity. And it's not just a matter of willpower. There's changing in brain wiring that makes it really hard to lose weight. So yes, you know, you want to try to do everything you can, but this, you know, the pointing the fingers at people and saying, you know, it's really your fault. I think we're trying not to do that. And we're really, because there were people who were trying as hard as they can. I had patients try as hard as they could, and they just couldn't do it. So I'm very hopeful about these medications. There are going to be some other ones on the market. Hopefully the price goes down. It's much easier to ship around the world and to make because it doesn't have to be sterile and it doesn't have to be injectable. So it can just be dry and it can be, there's no storage, there's no cold storage problem and all that. So it's very hopeful that we're going to see a lot in the next couple of years about this. But I'm very hopeful. But I do want people to not lose, lose knowledge of the fact that it's not just we love ourselves a pill, we love ourselves a medication, but there is some personal responsibility you want, and you want to be healthy, and being part of being healthy is doing exercise. And again, I say lean towards those plant-based diets. You know, you want to have legumes and you want to have lentils, and if you're going to have some nuts, maybe some walnuts and some almonds. And if there's a choice, you know, choose the plant-based diet. But you know, I always say you're born, you live, and you die. That middle part, you do want to have some fun. So yeah, you're going to have some
Life
other
is short.
stuff.
Eat dessert first.
You're going to have some stuff, some other stuff that we all love first. But I think this is very, very encouraging news.
Dr. Jon LaPook, thank you as always.